From the dawn of man, indigenous people from every corner of the globe have spoken of things that have now been discounted as myth or legend. Things they saw, lived alongside by, were looked upon as deities or worshipped by gods. Things that present-day man refer to as entities, spirits, demons, cryptid creatures, extraterrestrials, and much more. But sadly, modern man, science and society has discounted what our ancestors spoke of as legend and myths. But there are those of us that know what the ancient ones spoke of is the truth. Those of us who are obsessed with finding out the truth. This search for answers brings us into the world of the unknown and unexplained. It brings us on the trail, in search of living legends. Please join us tonight in another part of our journey to find these answers and bring the truth out into the light. Welcome and thank you for listening.
Hey, welcome everyone to another edition of On the Trail in Search of Living Legends. This is going to be Season 8, Episode 4. It is 11/10/2025. It's going to be a great show tonight. We have an awesome guest on for you. A guy that I consider a friend. I've known a long time. If he knows his stuff, and if he says it's real, it's real. Believe me, he's a very honest man, great researcher, great investigator. So, Nick, you want to fill us in a little more on our guest?
Yeah, well, today we have James Lady. He's from Michigan. He runs the Michigan Aboriginal Project, cryptozoologist and researcher. And welcome to the show, James.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. And long time, Jeremiah.
Long time, man. It's good to see you.
On the screen.
Jeremiah speaks very highly of you, very highly.
Well, thanks. We got into this, well, we each have our own story, but our paths crossed some 8 or 9 years ago.
Yep.
And so we never really got together. I kind of found my greatest comfort zone is alone, because I camp twice a year, and this is when I do my thing. Actually, this year has been a good one. I've gone camping 4 times. God bless my wife for giving me that hall pass. And I thank God he didn't make her a lover of camping, because I camp alone.
Well, James, you want to give us a little, I know we had a lot to talk about tonight, but you want to give us a quick bio on yourself, how you got into cryptozoology and
well, I basically, my focus is the Bigfoot Sasquatch phenomenon. And I as a kid, I always thought if they were real, right, pursuant to the Patterson Gimlin film, if they were real, I wanted to see one. And through my life, I'd forgotten about it for years, and it really was never an enthusiast one way or the other. I wasn't a skeptical denier, nor was I one to say that, why couldn't they? Well, I was one to say, why couldn't they live? I found a reason why they couldn't. So, but if they did, I wanted to see one. And I had developed a habit long ago, getting up to northern Michigan with my dog, and we'd have a father-dog weekend. I'd open up my father's cabin and close it in the fall. And when he sold that eventually, I was like a little let out of prison. As much as I loved the place up north, I was doing all the labor and he was doing all the taxes, and I was okay with my part, but he wasn't okay with his. So he sold it, and that gave me license to explore a lot of northern Michigan and the Upper Peninsula, and even the North Shore of Lake Superior up into Ontario. I tell you, beautiful. And even then, when I was expanding, flying, spread my wings, I wasn't really an enthusiast in this field, but just planning a camping and fishing trip up in the Boundary Waters in 2016. It was March, and I came across a video after 2-3 days of actually utilizing YouTube for the first time, really as a research modality or utility. I found it was wonderful, because I found all the portages, the area, the Boundary Waters where we were going to camp and fish, and I felt as if I knew it going into it, which is a good thing to do. But at the end of that, I clicked on a little Bigfoot video, thinking, well, if this is still a thing, I want to catch up, see what's going on, and that's what began my journey down the rabbit hole. So I went through the enthusiast phase, the obsessive phase, almost lost my fiance, my wife. Now she almost left me. It's stressed out a ton of relationships.
Yeah, I can relate to that, bud.
Yeah, church, socially, the community. But I'm the personality type that really doesn't care. I knew what my assessment was. This is a real thing. That's just by my own wits and reckoning. And actually, I'd learned throughout my obsessive research and digging in there that several things in the past had began to make sense to me. Things that happened in the woods in Idaho and in Alpena, northern Michigan. Strange things that happened to me were suddenly explained as you peel the onion back, you find how many different, the layers. You don't have to go too many layers to realize that this phenomenon is really very real, number one, and it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. I live in Metro Detroit. We have three major river systems and three major watersheds, if you will: the Huron, the Clinton, and the Rouge river systems. And they all have populations of these beings. This is what I found. It's easy to find. Well, it takes some work, of course, but it's easy to find where they commune. I look for structural artifacts in the woods, and these often overlap and are inside of parks that we frequent on a regular basis and hike through. We people, we think these nature preserves and these greenways are made for us and to preserve, the woodlands, which is what we ought to do. I'm telling you, you don't have to go very far to be in an area that's every bit as primordial as it ever has been. And this is like around suburban Detroit. So I even hired once upon a time in 2019, shortly after I did my deep dive in the audio portion. I was excited because I got some really crazy stuff. And quite honestly, Nick, some of that stuff that I may have gotten may be Dogman. And I'm thinking that it likely is, because many of the, in that location and in southern Michigan, I've gotten some really strange audio that I don't really associate with the peaceful beings, the Sasquatch, the Sabe people, the forest people that I've encountered up north. It's been a trip, man. It's been a real ride without the assistance of any psychedelic, whatever. This is a very real phenomenon. I'm a man of faith, and I've been praying on it, and I pray to be an instrument of His will, and so far so good. This is a sort of a calling, if you will, that I've endeavored, and it's very rewarding. It gets me out in the woods, gets me hiking. I'm 60 years old, so I got to keep this.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would never have guessed that, man.
Well, thank you. I
would never have guessed
feel
that.
it. If you saw an X-ray of my lower back, I'm thinking you probably think I'm 80. But no, I try to maintain enough health to go out and do my camping thing, because I love it. I just got back a couple of weeks ago from another trip, and it was just fabulous. It was just peaceful. The only time I've ever had 4 nights straight without anybody else in the campground.
Wow.
Yeah, and but I get visitations there in this place. I have historically, and I will again. Last one I laid eyes on was in 2022. Didn't send you that audio, but it's on my YouTube channel. There's a video called "A Very Rude Awakening," and I awakened on Monday morning, 6 a.m. It was October 24th, 22. It was raining, and I woke up to this awful. I thought it was a hissing coming from a deep sleep and being hissed at in this way. It was like a gurgly, gravelly hiss. And upon audio review, because I always have my audio recorders going, hopefully the batteries are alive. And in this case, it was. I listened to it, and it actually has enunciation. this little demon. So I rolled off my mat and I'm looking up, and he's less than 4 feet tall. And you can make out the general shape and some distinct, you could tell it was an upright hominid.
Right.
Yeah, rolled off my mat and I'm looking up at this little guy, and quick assessment. And I said, hey, I saw him flinch, and then I said, get out of here. It was gone. It was gone. That was terrifying, actually, even though he was a little one, and I could probably hold my own against him. But
shame on you, James. Terrifying the poor little Sasquatch.
Right? How rude of me.
Probably a baby, It's.
I felt, I felt bad when I encountered that juvenile too. He was about 4'11", and I picked my gun up to check him to get a better look out of the scope, and I never thought about it. I shouldn't have pointed that at him. That's why he took off.
Is this the guy in the cattails, eating the cattails?
No, that was the female.
Mm.
The big female in 2007. Yeah.
Very cool. Wow. That's amazing how our recall for dates and times can come right.
Oh, you never forget it.
That's true.
You never forget it. No way. So could you give a quick description on him, James?
Less than 4 feet tall. It was the best of my ability, because it was still dark and there were still some leaves, canopy of leaves. It was dark and it was raining, so you could tell its height. It was less than 4 feet tall.
Wow.
Slender, wasn't fat at all, and it was really non-distinct after that. I'd guess it was like a beige color. That the face, the recess, it seemed as if beige hair was over the face, and the face was darker. I don't know if that's just a shade effect, or if it actually had darker skin. It could be. I don't know.
All right.
I did send you from the very same site. I sent you I caught on video in the background. It's the 51 seconds black and white. It looks black and white. It's actually color.
I don't know if I got that.
Well, I hope I sent it. If not, I can send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
And it's only like you see a subject in the background for like 0.6 of a second.
Right.
Shot at 30 frames a second at a low resolution, which I regret. I no longer do that. I'm just kind of frugal minded, and even like data, I want anyway. I don't mind that anymore. I used to record in MP3. Now I record in .wave only. Sorry, I got to mute this.
Okay, sorry.
My family's going back and forth on a few different things. So I don't have any more description other than that. It was short.
No,
and
okay.
I describe him as an asshole, if you ask me.
yeah, they can be assholes.
Waking me up in the way
they can be
not nice. But I've never been harmed by them. I've seen bigger ones. It was May 12th, 22.
Okay.
It was a good year because I had a spring and a fall sighting and encounter. This one was big, 9 foot soft, and it was backlit by a near full moon. It was really spectacular, and just the silhouettes of
I bet.
It was about 30-35 feet away, I guess. And I got up, I'm like, what the hell? Thinking it's not moving. I get up and I take a leak, get back in my sack, and then I don't leave my tent when I take a leak. I have a urinal in there so I don't have to leave the tent.
Right.
That was the case this time, and I got back in my bag, and it was still there. And I'm thinking it's got to be like an arborvitae or some evergreen that I forgot was there.
Yeah.
In the morning, similar lighting conditions the next night, and it wasn't there. That was a really passive, very benign, sort of comforting, actually, I have to say.
Wow.
I have had the feeling that sometimes they're there to protect you.
Yeah, we interviewed a gentleman who got attacked by he had a crawler coming at him on all fours, and
Sasquatch protected him.
A Sasquatch came. The alpha male of the Sasquatch group he researches came down and screamed at this crawler, and the crawler took off.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I believe it. I mean, I've had some very scary moments, but they've never harmed me.
Right. Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, scary and other benign. You know, my first sighting, before the sighting I had before I captured that clip with the subject in the background, that 6/10
Yep.
second capture. Um, it was just a long, benign stare down. I didn't sense any reason to be afraid. I wasn't afraid. I was just intensely curious.
Right.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Just
Any
a
mind
long,
speak
long stare
between
down.
you and the Sasquatch?
Any what?
Any mind speak between you?
I can't say that I've for sure had that experience. I did have an experience. It was September 2021, where it was early, like 5:30 in the morning, something like that. And I knew I had to go pee. I was debating, do I get up and, risk not being able to get back to sleep, or do I just, tough it out? I was trying to tough it out, but I heard this, and it wasn't English, and it sounded auditory. I mean, I heard it. I can't say
Right.
it was in my head, because I was thinking it was like across at the next campsite or something like that. But it was
Right.
2 sentences. It was kind of melodic and sing-songy and very, I don't know, eloquent, sophisticated. I mean, it was saying something.
Mm.
Second sentence, phonetically sounded kind of like the first, but was different. And it was beautiful. It was
Wow.
really beautiful. I'm like, and I had the recorder going. I'm thinking, yes, I know I heard that. And if the recorder's still going, and it was, I checked later, and batteries had not run out yet. I was thinking, I looked forever. I couldn't find it. So
Couldn't find it.
was that in my head? I don't know. I can't say that I've had that experience for sure. I don't doubt others that have had it. I think that among those others that have had it and claim to have had it, I think a subset may be their own projection,
Right.
fear, or whatever. I think that's got to be considered as well.
Sure.
That morning, I heard that beautiful melodic, couple. It was really neat. And I'm creative, but I'm not that creative. I couldn't form this stuff in my own ear.
Right.
It's like, it's really so bizarre. I don't know if it's the same trip or not, but I was sitting on one end of the picnic table in my own chair, and just on the other side, over the table and over the opposite bench on the end, I heard this really kind of weird sound, and it startled me to no end. I looked over, and it was I saw sort of gunmetal shades, kind of like in a little whirlwind, not 18 inches tall. And it was like this, had this gunmetal gray color in a whirlwind, and then nothing. But it startled me with this sound, and it was bizarre. So I don't know what that was all about, but I know that that experience sort of coincides with some other experiences, with these beings sort of being there, and you're not able to see them, or even disappearing.
Right. Yeah.
James, have you ever come across any footprints?
Oh yeah. As a matter of
Upside
fact, my
down.
most recent trip, I have
Uh-huh.
I never cast the tracks. I think 5 times now over the course of the past 9 years, I've found tracks.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're fun. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
You look, I like the favorite places along stream sides, and that's where I found tracks this
Yep.
time. In the dirt, the saw, they play at night.
Yep.
It's rare. It's rare that I find them, but I found some footprints.
What about teepees or upside down trees shoved into the soil?
Never found the upside down trees. However, not far from there's a place called, there was a tree graveyard, something on Lake Charlevoix, I have a picture of that. Perhaps I can send that to you later. I'm not the author. I didn't take the picture, but
Right.
That has been observed in the area where, one of the areas that I frequent. And the teepees, yeah, as a matter of fact, that's how I record. I identify teepees. I'm not looking at esoteric kind of weird stuff in the woods, in where you have to kind of wrap your head around how this may have been formed. I think nature does a good job at confusing things, and natural insults to the lumberyard out in the woods is, funky things can happen. But so I look for the deliberate teepees, wigwams, and lean-tos. On my website, michiganaboriginal.com, I have an artifact gallery, and there's some cairns in there. There are teepees, wigwams, and you can see the stuff that I look for. And when I find them, and it's not unusual for me to find them in the suburban setting, I leave recorders there to see what I get. And what I get is mostly stuff that's hard to hear. It's esoteric. I've, in my near 7 years of recording, I've identified a variety of different vocal modalities that they employ. And I think, Nick, I think they may share these vocal modalities with the Dogman, between the Sasquatch and the Dogman, which is a question, are they I'm a former believer in evolution. I no longer am. I believe in creation. And are these beings, if they are of an unseen realm, I'm losing the word, interpretations, if they have the same creator, it's likely that they can have the same vocal modalities. I don't know, I just don't know. A couple clips I sent you, I think, could very well be of the Dogman variety.
Okay.
Others, I believe, are most definitely of the Sasquatch variety.
Exactly.
And I think they're
ever had a glimpse of a Dogman?
No, I never have.
Not
I'd love to. I mean, just out of curiosity. And I always wonder, if I got face to face with one, how I would respond. I've been I've grown some calluses over the past 9 years, doing this. I'd like to think I'm calm, cool, and collected, but I don't know if I ever came face to face with a Dogman. Who the heck knows how I'm going to respond? I've never pissed myself or defecated my pants, but I just might. Dog situation. I can see that.
From all the research that I've done, James, and interviewing people and everything that I know of, Sasquatch and Dogman don't really play well together. So
that's what I hear. But then again, I don't know that to be a fact. All I can take is I hear what other people say. I put it over here, and until it makes sense and with my own experience.
Putting little pieces of fact together here and there that I've collected over the many years, actually decades now. It just seems like, they'll talk or they'll say something out there, but they'll only say it to warn the other one, stay out of my area.
Yeah.
It's like Land Between the Lakes. It looks like it's split up, the
north and south,
side, and Kentucky side being more Squatch. And there is a little bit of Dogman over there. But yeah, it's an amazing. You ever go to LBL, Land Between the Lakes?
I never have, but I've heard the nightmare story of the 80s, and I have no reason to doubt that. I've heard testimony from Kunbo Baker. I mean, he's as honest a man as they come.
Yeah.
So I listen, I learn, and I'm not going to quit camping. So I hope that.
Good man.
You'd love to camp over there. I'm going to tell you, the canopy, the foliage is such that it encompasses the whole forest practically, and it's super dark and it's very ominous all the time. And you actually get the feeling, that it doesn't want you there. But there are people that do camp there, so it's an experience you might want to try out sometime.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely up to. I'm not working right now, but nor am I at a point where I can retire. So I'm trying to balance things in the midst of time here. But I really would love that. And I'm just reminded once again, my wife used to have a coffee mug that said, "I love not camping." And I love that I was not camping. Like I said earlier, I camp alone, and she's good with that. I'm good with that. It's we're all good.
I wanted to try to play a couple of these here. See
Sure.
if you can hear anything.
And if not, I can try on this end.
Yeah, this is the first one. If you want to try on your end, yeah. Yeah, let me see what happens here.
Yeah, go for it.
That was one. I don't know if it came over very well, but we'll get
Oh,
our.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything?
I heard a couple like sound like clicks or mouth pops.
All right, we'll have to get our editor to stick that in there.
Yeah.
See if you, James, see if you can play something on there.
Yeah, let me go to my photos here.
All right, calm down, dog man.
I'm going to go to a 12-second clip that I think are likely of the Dogman variety, and that's just that's just my perception. One sec. I gotta find it. I have over 300 videos. You can see.
Me too.
It's
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I'm telling you, I've only published a small fraction of what I possibly could. I publish the really good stuff and the stuff that's not so esoteric, or understandable. I'm still looking for that clip here. Just a moment. Can't be that far.
No problem.
Here we go. Okay. So this is 12 seconds. The backstory here, I'm up in the UP camping, visiting with my daughters, and a local waitress told me she saw a Sasquatch. So she told me where, and I went to this place just outside of town, within a, I don't know, 40-minute radius of Marquette, Michigan. And I went there and I started finding the physical artifacts that I look for, like the teepees, wigwams. So I chose two and bugged them. And this is the second teepee I've, this was a lean-to. It's 12 seconds long. There are a few characters in here. You can tell by the sonogram.
Okay, yeah.
I'll hold it up and I'll cup it here. So hopefully this will come through. Here we go.
That's coming through pretty good.
That's interesting.
Oh, good. This may be the way to do it. This is always a challenge on podcasts and such.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, that happened. That was captured. I left there about 7:20. So that was captured sometime between 7:20 and 8 o'clock, because the other recorder, which was scheduled to go off at 8 o'clock, did not pick this up. And I think it would have. It was only, the other recorder was only about 60 feet away, maybe 60, maybe 80, but it would have picked that up. That's definitely speech. And there, if you studying the spectrogram there, it's you can tell the depth. The bright stuff is the prominent voice, and the dimmer stuff something else. From the same spot, the other recorder picked this up sometime during the night. This is 57 seconds long.
Yeah.
Again, it could also be the Dogman variety. If you toward the end, you'll hear literally what sounds like barks, speech, and about the 9-second mark, you'll hear something called. It sounds like Hanzo, and I call this the Hanzo file. It's 57 seconds from the same wallow up in the Upper Peninsula.
James, is this constant recording, or is it is voice activated?
These were the one I played before was on a voice activated mode. I know that. The other one, I don't know. I know I got about 6 hours. I think it was also on voice activated. That's what I do mainly, because sifting, going through all that audio is really kind of hard.
No, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. It would be. Yeah.
Well, I made a mistake once, and I had 13 hours straight of recording to go.
Wow.
I've done 8 to 13. Up north recently, I was doing 15 hours, but I do the VCVA, and of those 15 hours, one night I got like 6 minutes. Another night I got 3 hours. You know, it depends. These beans move from spot to spot, and what these structures are, these physical artifacts that I look for, they tell me that these are likely places where these beings have been and where they will again.
Yeah.
And I think they're places where they commune.
I agree.
And you'll hear this. There's more than one character here, and when it gets to like 2/3 of the way through this, you're going to hear like this buzzing. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It could be a vocal. It could be an orb. Could be a spaceship for all I know. But it gets weird. Let's listen to that. Definite speech. Here we go.
Wow. Oh, wow.
There's that deep hum. And some barks.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds like a language to me.
Oh, it totally is. There's more than one subject there. That is, it's terrifying. I mean, that's going on outside of a small town in the UP of Michigan.
Yeah, it's wild.
So close. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff scares me. Those 2 clips are 2 clips that I actually have difficulty listening to because they send shivers down your spine. I've heard crazy shit right outside my tent, but that prolonged stuff, man.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I never thought I'd be doing this at 60 years old, but you know, like as a little kid, my curiosity never died. I just wanted to see one. That's how this all got started.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that it's so close to a city though, James, because it's near a water source, and the water source is something they need for food and for water, you know, and so, you know, you're going to find stuff like that there. And less stuff further away from a water source. So there you go.
Have you heard of the phenomenon or the concept of elementals? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Same here. And I often wonder what that is.
Yeah.
If the elementals are these beings of an unseen realm, as the Bible may interpret them to be. And I personally am believing that that's what we're dealing with here. Where was I going?
Try to play this one? I don't know if you could see it.
I can see there's a little.
It's got like a forest area.
Oh yeah,
it's
like 57 seconds or something.
Yeah, 59.
Okay, this is interesting, and I hope you can hear it because around the 9-second mark of that clip, I think that's up here. That the one?
No.
It's not the one?
No.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. It's got color. It's like an autumn look to it.
Oh yeah. That's like one of my favorites. I call these the Michigan Valley Voices because that's exactly what they are. On my Michigan Aboriginal Project YouTube channel, I have published the original, the raw footage.
Right.
And this is the audio after I've gone in, played it. For the audience, I'm an artistic photographer. So when I get some original or raw footage through the lens for an image, it's not ready to sell or show in an exhibit. It takes
Right.
developing, right? You want to enrich the color, the contrast, all that kind
Sure.
of composition. So I'm taking a similar, and I'm self-taught in photography and in this audio stuff. So I'm probably conveying some bad habits or have learned some. And I'm certain there are people out there far more qualified than I that could do a better job. But I think this is good enough where you can hear that hear what's going on. And I'll share my interpretation of this
Okay.
afterwards. This is 52 seconds.
Okay.
My audio's okay. Volume's up. Here we go.
Ooh. Wow. That's interesting right there.
Unlike any known animal that I've heard at nighttime.
Yeah. Having a conversation like that? No.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's civil discourse. Those are multiple subjects. They're close and afar from the recorder.
Yep.
You're talking, man. They got something going on. It's like a meeting.
Yep.
And it's makes you wonder.
Yeah, sure does.
What the heck they are.
Sure does.
Sounded like they were saying we had no dessert tonight, and maybe that guy with the recorder. Why don't we go over there and pull him out of his tent? You know?
Yeah, no, that's pretty sophisticated. And I've got stuff beyond that. We're not going to get into it on this show. I'm happy to share a clip with both of you. A lot of this stuff, when you get on a good set of headphones or earbuds and volume up, I encourage everybody to do that, even the louder stuff, because a lot of this stuff I go through minute processes of amplification and cleaning up in one way or another. If I make a step and it just doesn't sound right, or if it starts to take away from a true understanding of what's beyond the white noise, then I will back up and eliminate that phase.
Right.
I'm trying to do just enough to elicit a good, so people could hear it, to elicit a good experience for whomever's listening. Excuse me. I put a little habanero spice in with my shot of tequila here.
There you go. That'll do the trick.
Right.
Let me ask you a question, James. Have you ever what's the biggest one you've come across, biggest Sasquatch?
That I know of was the early spring 2022. It was May 12th. And that's the one that was backlit by a near full moon, if not. That was that I was thinking initially like not 12 feet, but nobody's going to believe that. So I'm happy saying it was 9 feet soft. And that was pretty amazing. Benign encounter, not scary at all. As a matter of fact, I convinced myself it was just some sort of arborvitae that I hadn't remembered in the campground landscape. So that was pretty cool. It was sort of reminiscent, although I didn't see any eye shine with that subject. 2016, before I captured the one in the background, it was a long stare down, and that one could have been bigger. I don't know, but all I had eyes on were at the eye shine. I mean, that's all the descriptive I can give of that. Other than the behavior, because it was like when I locked eyes on it, or I had my red headlamp on, and when it's probably clearly assisted in the eye shine. We just stared at each other for the longest time, but that's all I saw were the eyes. Really big, really wide set, greenish, yellowish, like that pale yellow green. and that's all I had of that. It was right after that I decided to break that impasse. I nonchalantly I turned my back on the subject, and then grabbed my camera and flashlight, then went off. And it was like the first, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, I got the one in the background, and nothing that I would go to court on.
Right.
Happened after that. But no, that's real. You can see that subject pivot. I can share with you here. I'll share. If you don't have it, I thought I'd send it to you. Let's see here. I share the original clip. There it is. The 6-second clip, where it appears for like 0.6 of a second in the middle.
Yeah.
You see the 2 prominent trees right there.
Yes.
It's going to be right in the between those 2.
Okay.
I'll play this for you. Now I zoom in. That's the subject in the back.
There he is. Yep.
There's movement.
Natural movement is from the right to the left, and as it pivots to the left, its left arm casts a shadow on its buttocks, and it's hard to see in this version. There he is in the back. And I never saw it that night. I sat on this footage for four months. Thinking I never got anything because I didn't see anything.
Right. It's happened to me several times as well.
Yeah, it is important to review your.
It is very important.
Yeah, but if you get something in still images, I wish people would just stop that, because you just can't do anything with it. You need movement, you need the video.
Absolutely.
Or if you're going to do still images, provide an after, a before and after, perspective.
All right.
I'm just grateful I got that one, and I sent you a couple other clips that I got this spring. May. A raccoon had actually triggered my trail cam, which I left at the door of my tent looking out. So this raccoon triggered the trail cam, and it just so happened to be at a time when there were some of these beings in the background, and I caught one of their eye shines, and you can hear I know this is true because there's audio that I'm familiar with, speech modalities, vocal modalities, enunciated speech. There's like a measure it, not that he's saying measure it, it's just what it sounds like. And it sounds like Nikikita in the middle, and you hear that Nikikita, and this eye shine in the background disappears. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
I do a little closer look at that footage on a trail cam captures Bigfoot vocals and eye shine. That's on the Michigan Aboriginal Project on YouTube.
Oh, that's on your site, that one in particular? The one
with the raccoon? That's on the YouTube site.
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
Michigan Aboriginal Project.
That's right.
And I have a group by the same name on Facebook. If anybody wants to hop on there, I didn't know you did. Yeah, you're on there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's all out there. I'm inconsistent with when and where I share my stuff.
Yeah, me too. I'm very picky about what kind of evidence I post on Facebook.
Yeah, you have to be.
Very picky.
Yeah, if it's edgy or questionable, I will at least have some commentary suggesting that it's going to be edgy.
Without a doubt. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my hobby. That's what I do for fun.
Hey, same here, man. Same here. Same with Nick. We can
figure out how to make a living doing it. Let me know.
Right. Exactly. Is a fun subject.
It is.
It's crazy fun, and you can do it anywhere. I was at the end of August. I was in Minneapolis with my wife for her 45th high school reunion, and her sister lives right next to a nature preserve, and so they were visiting. I went in for a little walk, and not 100 yards into this preserve, I found structures. I'm thinking, no way. So the next day or a couple of days later, I dropped one. We had one more night in town. I dropped 2 recorders and I got some incredible footage, audio
Awesome.
footage. I sent some to Doug Hychek and I said,
Yeah.
listen, Doug, this is right in your own backyard. He agrees. He got back to me in like 4 minutes after he had sent the stuff to David Ellis. And so he's like, yeah, you got it. You want to come on the show next week? So that was a recent show a couple weeks ago on his network. But you'll hear one says something like Nunyasenhat or something like that. And the other was Wahit, different voice, different subject. Wahit. And I've got the other stuff, that esoteric, I call it a harmonic resonant vocal modality, because it's as if there's, I don't know. Here's my theory. They can speak in a variety of different ways, and they have a variety of different vocal modalities that enables them to speak within the sound of the rain. It's like a melodic clicking and clucking.
Yeah.
With the sound of the wind, it's like a harmonic resonant stuff, which is like quieter than the wind. We can't hear it when we're out there. We can sense it sometimes.
Right.
We can sense it, feel it. And when they raise their voice, of course, you can hear it. But they have an ability to, people say, that they feel the hair on the back of their necks. I think that may be our body's reaction to changes in the general din around us. Like there's an introduction of a harmonic sort of speech modality when they're speaking to one another. We can't hear them, but we can sort of feel what's going on there. Right. I was mulled that over for most of the first year I was recording. And the encounter I had it was October 21st, 2019. I've published 2 versions of the same 10-minute audio footage. One's a little more modulated, but it brings things out that you couldn't hear in a lesser modulated or, version. They're called In Their Midst. One is In Their Midst, 10 minutes uninterrupted. That's the lesser filtered version. The other one is In Their Midst, warning, high strangeness, not for the faint of heart. But it's the same footage, filtered differently. You can hear different things. Like in the more modulated filtered version, at 3 minutes, 30 seconds, it's exact. You can hear a deep voice that you really can't hear in the other version. But it actually says, Ebenopsy, ooh ha ha. It's cool. I mean, it's super cool. And it's like one of these big boys when you capture one of their low resonant voices. And there's, they can hear one another. We just can't. We can sense it. And
yeah. It's like
the most bizarre thing.
It is bizarre. I mean, it's like do you believe they can project infrasound?
I believe that infrasound they are certainly capable of it. And in many of my spectrograms that you see on my YouTube channel, if you look into it, when you observe a very intense yellowing at near the 0 hertz level, I think that's speech with an infrasonic sort of origin or infrasonic component. I'm certain they can resonate at that low frequency. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it whatsoever.
Yeah, I know. I've been hit with it. I think I've been hit with it. You hit your knees, nauseous, vomiting.
Equilibrium is off. I've been disoriented that night during the 10 minutes.
There you go.
It felt like static. Best I can describe it is a static on my eardrums, like the snow of the old television screen. When the TV networks would go quiet for that.
Right.
It felt and heard as that looked. It was like that happening on my eardrum. Weird way to describe it, but I felt it. I mean, and I thought that if this doesn't stop, I'm going to die. I was thinking that. It was very uncomfortable. It didn't hurt, but it was really very uncomfortable and disorienting. So I'm certain maybe I was caught in a conversation between two on either side of me. I have no idea. Or it could have
Very
been
well
something
said.
that was really directed to me. You know, you hear some
Right.
witness testimony when there's more than one person there saying, I heard this, but they didn't. They're right next to me. Like, what's
Mhm.
is
Well,
it?
there's another reason why they use infrasound is to warn you off. You could be getting close to a juvenile. You could be getting close to their community. They may have just made a kill, and you're getting too close.
Yeah.
Or you're just getting too close. Period, and they're warning you off.
Or they were getting too close to me. They were passing by. I must have been the
Yeah.
only entertainment in the woods because this happened. This is around 8 o'clock that night, October 21st, 2019. I'd been there for hours before, and you know, they were just coming by. I was the only entertainment in the wood.
They're
Yeah.
letting you know. Yeah.
they they sure did. They let me know
You're,
big time.
James, you're usually out there by yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up with
Hey,
sisters, and it was like all I could do to get away and run down to the creek as a boy. So I'm kind of a natural born loner. Um,
uh,
I get that. It's part personality type, part upbringing, part, you know, lifetime trauma.
any have any protection for yourself up there?
I carry. I carry.
Good.
I only bring my pistols anymore. I used to go. I've taken my AR style, Smith and Wesson. I've taken my Mossberg 500. I have. I think a pistol's enough to deal with anything that comes my way, and I don't ever anticipate or expect I would use my gun.
Right. Right.
These being,
Well, I'm
you know,
more thinking
we
about
do have cougar and bear.
yeah, bear
Yeah.
and cougar.
You know, I ran into a felon, an ex-felon in the campground. It was just him and me.
Oh, wow.
And he's walking around with an axe on his hip when I first met him. And I had my pistol on me, and he's like, hey, respect, you know. He was an
Respect. Yeah.
ex-felon, but he's a Jesus freak. And so we got to talk some chapter and verse. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Very
Tim
Yeah,
cool.
you
was his
you
name.
taught him not to bring an axe to a gunfight. I see that.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he can't have a gun. I'm pretty sure the law doesn't allow him.
No, I don't think he
Yeah.
could.
They don't allow it. James, question. What do you, I mean, I have my different theories and everyone's got their own theories on this. But what do you think these things are?
My thinking these days is that they are beings of this unseen realm. They may be disembodied spirits of
Yeah.
the Nephilim. Some may be, some may even be of the sons of God, or the Mesopotamian culture called them the Apkallu. I mean, these are a people of some sort, and they're, you know, if evolution's a thing, they were here like millennia before we were.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
that would have to be. I no longer believe that because the narratives of the apocryphal texts, the first Enoch, the Old Testament, the New Testament, I mean, even the canonized versions all have references to beings of an unseen realm.
Right.
I'm thinking some of these beings could be them, like that meeting going on in the woods that we heard, where you heard siren sound. It starts with a knock, then you have a shout or a call, and then the siren sound, and some responses after that. That's all very coordinated, sophisticated, respectful civil discourse.
Sure.
It's just like the chattering of some wild monkeys. I think there are probably some beings that more often do that chattering of the monkeys, you know, between what Mike Patterson has recorded. If that's real, I don't know. That's bizarre, but I don't have any reason to doubt him other than my own skepticism. So giving him the benefit of the doubt. And Ron Moorhead's recordings, you know, I wish both those guys could repeat what they've recorded, but that hasn't happened. The Michigan Aboriginal Project has, in fact, repeated season after season, getting results. When you target, you know, I'm educated as a marketer. When you do some target marketing, you're going direct to the likely source. I'm finding these likely sources by looking for the structural artifacts in the woman, which is, you know, in the woods, which is the fun of it. For an older guy like me, getting old, I'm not too old, but it gets me moving. You know, I'm hiking, I'm dreaming. I feel like a kid in the woods again. You know, it's it's the greatest adventure on a beer budget that you could ever imagine.
It is, man. It
You don't
is.
have to go far, you know, you can do your own thing. Go to I encourage people, you know, don't go far. Go to your local, you know, preserve. There are places
Absolutely.
around Detroit that I've been to, I'm surprised again and again, surprised and not surprised, but it's not hard to find these locations. Just drop a recorder, hide it the best you can. Most often,
Yeah,
they find them.
they do. Yeah.
Uh,
Let me ask you another question, James. I know personally through my experiences, the ones that I've seen up here in the Adirondacks and the ones I've seen in North Carolina were totally different, and
okay.
they had totally different attitudes too. You know, the ones in North Carolina would throw boulders at us, throw rocks, you know, when they didn't want us around. These ones we have on our family property, they're very benign. You know what I mean? They're very
Yeah.
like hippie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
Well, that supports my notion that, you know, there are different kinds of these things, or
right.
they have the same temperament as we do. They're good ones and bad ones, which I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some of them, yeah, like humans. Some of them are great, nice. Some are jerks. You know, so I think it's the same for them. You know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So you think within North America there's different types?
I think so. I don't know for sure, but I have
No,
to
yeah,
think
yeah.
so. I
Me
do
neither.
believe that there are dogmen out there, even though I haven't seen any. I do believe there are Bigfoot Sasquatch.
Yeah,
And I do believe there are beings out there that can appear and disappear before you.
I totally.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh, I think they said, was 2/3 Upkalu, so that would put him in the Nephilim category.
Right.
But a lot of people are hung up on this whole Nephilim thing. I don't know if there are or not. I believe that they have existed and they probably still exist today, like the giant of Kandahar. I believe that's a real thing, personally, based on some interviews I've heard. And but you know, there are that, you know, part of the story are the sons of gods, these Apkallu. You know, check out Psalm 82. If you read it in the original Hebrew, as Dr. Michael Heiser did in doctorate school, he looked at the Bible completely differently, and he, you know, spent most of the rest of his career, all of it, I think, sort of trying to revive the supernatural aspect of the biblical texts, those canonized and those the apocryphal texts, those not canonized.
Mm.
And I think he was really, really onto something. And I've got his book right here. There's a called the
Unseen Realm. Okay.
by Dr. Michael Heiser.
Michael Heiser. Okay.
Look at, he's got a lighter version of this. It's taken me forever to get through this. It's very heady stuff.
Is it hard reading?
Well, it's not a hard, it just, you know, take your time with it. That's all.
Yeah,
Don't rush to get through it, because there's so much. And I would encourage listening to Dr. Michael Heiser's podcast. He's got a ton of them out there on YouTube. You can look up Unseen Realm, look up Mike Heiser, and you'll get a lot of fodder to keep you busy, you know, for a long time. And it's making more and more sense to me that the actual narratives of the Bible are real, which means that, I mean, the very existence of these beings, different kinds, you know, affirms in my mind the narratives of the Old Testament. And I'm formerly atheist, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I rationalized God out of my life a long time ago. I read a lot of Nietzsche and Ayn Rand, both famous atheists, and I love their writings. I love their minds. I love, you know, the objectivist philosophy of Ayn Rand, but her atheism is misplaced. It's wrong. We live in a supernatural existence. And,
yes.
And I believe these beings are likely part of that. If anybody wants my full sort of take on that, you can look up The Long and Winding Road. It's a title of a 4-minute video I put out there, sort of stating my current position, my current thinking of this phenomenon, based on my experience and my evidence alone.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
reflect on others and what I've learned from others, but yeah, it's real, and
Very, very real. Yep.
be careful what you ask for out there. For
You might
I
get
just
it.
wanted to see one, and here I am. It's a part of my life I really never saw coming. It's very organic. It just happened.
Yeah.
I think I've been given some great gifts. I know a lot of my prayers have been answered. So I
Yeah.
think, the old adage to those who have been given much is expected.
Right.
And I only have so much energy. I'm a 6-year-old guy. I'm lazy. I'd rather sit by the fire, but this is a very heavy subject. So I'm hoping, with his good graces and by his will, I'm going at a pace that'll somehow serve to bring glory to his name. That's just former atheist talking here. I've prayed a lot to be an instrument of his will, and I think he was listening. And this is both a burden, it's a curse, but also I think a blessing. I mean, come on, I found God and Bigfoot in my 60 years. That's not so bad. I mean, if I died tomorrow,
Right.
that's not so bad. I can live with that.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
We're about to the end of the tape.
Yeah,
here.
we're running out of time, unfortunately, James. We'll have to bring you back on.
Well, we have another hour sometime in the future. I'm happy to come back. We clearly have just, explored the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely.
If anybody wants to go out there and do what I do, reach out. I can give you some pointers. I'm trying to get I haven't put any content on there. I'm trying to get a Patreon thing going.
Okay.
I have a page, but I don't have any content on it yet. Clearly, I'm not driven by the almighty dollar. If anybody wants to buy a t-shirt, I'm always grateful. Every month or 6 weeks, I get someone buying a t-shirt, which is, great.
Right.
I'm an artist, and all my logos are of my own, making.
Yeah. How can people get in touch with you if they have any questions?
MichiganAboriginal.com. That's
Okay.
Or Michigan Aboriginal Project on Facebook, and of course through YouTube. It's Michigan Aboriginal Project there as well. Or my personal page is just James Lady. You can see some of what I've published there. But I'm easy to find.
Okay.
If anybody wants to see my art, check out Stillwater Studio, both on Facebook and stillwaterstudio.us. I'm just a kid in the woods trying to have some fun and make sense of the world.
Me too. Yeah, I hear you.
Well, James, stay safe out there and
Stay safe.
keep it up,
sir.
Keep it up.
Yeah, we'll do. I never want to be afraid of the woods. I mean, I have been. I've gone back with some trepidation, especially a season after one of these crazy experiences. But they never harm me. Be respectful. I think they in turn will respect you.
I totally agree with you on that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Except the dog man. He's not going to respect you.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Some
Exactly.
crazy stuff.
Well, yeah. Thanks, James, for coming on.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the invite. Happy to come back. You guys are good people, and happy to talk even more. So
awesome. We'll definitely have you back, man.
Definitely. All right, brothers. Yeah.
All
Thanks.
Right, yeah.
Thanks again. Peace be with you and your audience.
Stick with us after I kill the recording. Just stick with us for 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, you got it. Not a problem.
Okay. And if anyone needs any questions for Nick and myself, if you want to come on the show, you can reach either one of us on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, or go to one of the IDP International Dogman Project group pages.
Yeah,
you can get us there. You can get us on my page on the trail, Cryptid Paranormal Research, and our YouTube channel, which is the Cryptid Paranormal Crossroads Research. So you can get us on any of that stuff. So thanks everyone for joining us. This is a great show. We're gonna have James back on in the future. And everyone have a good night. God bless. Everyone be good to each other. And
stay safe out there, everybody.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Have a good night, everyone.